Hi there! Thanks for joining me as I make a gluten-free carrot cake. These are the ingredients here, out of view, obviously. I may be awkward at times, and for that I apologize in advance. So, unlike many gluten-free baked goods, this carrot cake is absolutely delicious. It is moist. Sorry if that's a trigger word, but there are no other substitutions that sound any better. Trust me, I tried looking for one. This cake is flavorful and not too sweet. Also, this recipe is not mine. Credit goes to Bon Appetit and specifically to Chris Morocco, who wrote the marvelous recipe. I'll see if I can paste a link to the recipe so that you can make it if you want to, or not. But don't let the long list of ingredients intimidate you. It is well worth it. So here I am making some parchment circles. I place these on the bottom of my greased pan so that my cakes don't stick after they've been baked. There you go. And then now I'm placing some almond flour on the bottom so I can coat the sides. Lovely face right there. So this is another way to ensure that the cake doesn't stick to the sides of the pan. You're gonna do this on both pans, obviously. There you go. So proud of my handiwork. And now we're going to begin. The eggs, the brown sugar, dark brown sugar. Fix the paddle attachment, and we're gonna beat that for quite a bit. I think the recipe said about 5 minutes, but after 5 minutes my batter wasn't as thick as I wanted, and I left it for about 5 more minutes until it was doubled in consistency. Here I am adding the vanilla, homemade. That is a Laura Vitale recipe. And now we're gonna mix our dry ingredients, the carrots, the coconut flakes, the walnuts, golden raisins, sticky buggers, and the coconut oil. Make sure you get all of that in there. Mix it very well. And now we're going to add it to the mix. And I didn't show in the beginning, but this is the dry ingredients, the almond meal and the spices. So we're going to alternate, put the dry mix first, let it incorporate. Next we're going to add the carrot and the raisins mixture. And we're going to alternate, adding dry, then wet, then dry, then wet to the mixture until everything's been incorporated. Also, there's nothing like an awkward angle to boost your confidence, am I right? Yeah. So every so often you want to be scraping down the sides, make sure you're incorporating everything. Sometimes some dry ingredients like to stick on the bottom. So yeah, I'm just being a weirdo here and not stopping the paddle as I do it, but definitely stop the paddle, lift up the mixer, and get under there at the bottom. Make sure everything is incorporated. So at this point, the mixture was done, ready to be put into the prepared pans. So once again, just making sure everything is incorporated. Now we're gonna try as evenly as possible, pour it into the pans. Some people use a scale to weigh out the amount of batter that they're putting in, but you know, this is home cooking. So we're not professionals here. So once they've been poured in, you want to make sure you evenly spread it as much as possible, tap it around, well, tap it out a few times. And sorry about this angle, you can't even see me placing them in the oven, but that's exactly what I'm doing. And this is the final result. So now we're getting ready to make the cream cheese frosting. So here I'm placing the cream cheese in the mixer. We're gonna beat that until it's soft and smooth. We're gonna add in the butter and beat together. And as I so often do, we're gonna scrape it off the paddle attachment. We're gonna scrape it off the sides, make sure everything is incorporating well. So now we're adding the powdered sugar. This is what gives the icing its sweetness, obviously. And now we're gonna add the Greek yogurt. So the Greek yogurt gives this icing a bit of tanginess, and I really like it. It's not too sweet, it's just right. Adding some vanilla, some salt, and continue mixing. And check out the fluffiness on this icing. I made this recipe once before, and the first time I made it, the icing, I think I let the butter get too soft, and it was almost like melty. The icing didn't have any body, it had no structure. But this time, oh my gosh, just amazing. So I started icing on this cardboard round, and I realized, what am I doing? I need my lazy Susan. Hello. So yeah, I would have been able to do it without it, but it would have been much harder. And here we go, we're constructing the cake. So a base layer on the bottom, fill that middle layer with about half of the recipe of the icing. I think it was half. Yeah, it's just a 2-layer cake. And smooth it out best as possible. Sure to get a nice coverage there. To the sides. And go all the way around. So once everything is nice and smooth, we're adding our second layer. We're gonna put the dome to the top, flattest layer in the middle. That way the cake won't be lopsided in the middle. I mean, you could put it the other way and it would be totally fine. And now we're just repeating the same thing. We're gonna smooth it out. Make sure there's a nice smooth top layer, and then whatever falls on the sides, we're gonna incorporate with the bottom and the side layers. We're not aiming for perfection here. As I said before, we're not professionals. This was actually a gift for a friend, a dear friend. But you know, it's homemade, so it's gonna be eaten. You'll see how we finish it later on. It's gonna be a nice swoopy decoration. It came out pretty nice, I mean, if I do say so myself. And here we go. So with the back of a spoon, we're just going to tap on the icing. And this first pass is kind of messy. I realized that I removed too much icing and I was leaving like holes. But the top looked very nice because I left quite a bit more icing. So I just went back at the end after I did the top and added more icing to the sides. And that way I was able to do the swoops without it looking so, you know, full of holes and ugly. And yeah, here I am filling up the holes. And you're just literally tapping the icing with the back of the spoon to give it that swishy effect.
Check out this masterpiece.
Apparently even I was impressed, which is, you know, hard to come by. So unfortunately I don't have pictures of the inside. As I said before, this was a gift, but I have had it. I know how good it is, and it was confirmed to me by my friend that it was delicious. So there you have it. If you have a chance, check out Bon Appetit's website. I'm going to try and put it in the description below, and I hope you make this cake as soon as possible. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. See you soon.